Like, I think you understand that, right? Anyway. All right, let's just fucking get in right now. Let's just get started. There's a deadly mass shooting at a public transit rail yard in California. Macy's, I hope this doesn't have some fucking TOS in it, brother. This is like scary.
Breaking news. Multiple people are dead following a mass shooting in San Jose, California.
It's America. Like, we're back. America's back. Like, I want to cover this with... Dude, in a normal country, when something like this happens, it's like devastating. You know what I mean? Where you're supposed to be like, the shooter is my girlfriend's neighbor, bro. Lol, she's been texting me all morning because she lives in San Diego. What? Okay, that's wild. Normally, in a normal country where this sort of thing happens, you don't have fucking chatters who are like, oh yeah, the shooter's, you know, I know the shooter. Like, I have like a relationship with a shooter in a fucking community where there's like 18,000 people in here, or when motherfuckers are like, oh yeah, we're back, baby, just another day in Compton, bitch. That's literally not true. What the fuck? Like, yeah, bro, people in Compton are just fucking, like, maybe at least say Chicago, but even then it's like not this to this degree. What the fuck kind of psychotic take is that? Like, one of the more violent areas, and even then it's like insane, and it does not happen like this. It's just something that happens in America all around randomly.
5 months pogo stick.
Yeah. Dude, Compton is like the ultimate self-report because it is like not even, it's not like that at all. Like Compton, Inglewood, like Crenshaw, like these areas are fucking nowhere near like as you just basically mean it's black. Okay, that's all you're saying. Like, you're basically saying, oh no, these are black and brown areas. Like, that's all you're trying to say at that point. They aren't black anymore, Hasan. Yes, Compton specifically. I mean, those areas are definitely being gentrified for sure. They're poor and gentrified, asshole. Have you know I'm an expert on this? My father is literally showcased top.
Breaking news. Multiple people are dead following a mass shooting in San Jose, California. This happened early this morning at the VTA light rail yard. This is a place where light rail cars are stored. It is in downtown San Jose, directly across the street from the sheriff's department, we have learned. And moments ago, we saw these VTA employees walking near the scene. We've learned the shooter is dead. We're not sure how he died. We also know there are multiple victims, both killed and injured, but we haven't been given an exact number. CNN's Dan Simon just arrived on scene. He just spoke to a worker. What are you hearing, Dan?
Well, hi, Anna. This worker I spoke to, who did not want to be identified, said he did not witness the shooting, but it's his understanding that this happened at the beginning of a shift. Now, he wasn't aware of a formal meeting taking place when this shooting happened, but he said it would not be uncommon for workers to be getting their operating instructions for a day, to be huddling together. And he said it's his understanding that's when these particular shots rang out. We are in front of a county building, Anna. The reunification center for families has been moved from the sheriff's office to this particular county building. I can tell you that we have seen some family members show up, some anxious folks. I spoke to one gentleman who said that his neighbor actually works for the VTA, a very close friend of his. He said he's been trying to get in touch with them. When he heard the shooting, he immediately dashed to this reunification center to find out what he could. He's very anxious, as you might imagine, as all of these loved ones are, trying to find out information about what happened to the people they knew who were huddled at this VTA transportation yard when these shots rang out just before or just after 6:30 in the morning. Again, Anna, we don't have final confirmation in terms of how many fatalities, but we know that there are multiple. Also don't know what particular weapon was used, and very little information at this point in terms of who the shooter might be. Anna?
Okay, what the fuck is this? Oh, god damn it. This is why it's like, whenever people tell me, like, listen, you got to cover this breaking news, like, shooting story, it's like, we don't know anything, dude. We don't know anything. It just, like, happened literally just now in San Jose, California, and the only news that we know so far is that at least 8 people are confirmed dead after the mass shooting in a San Jose rail yard, in addition to the suspected shooter, the police say. So that's it.
Now, with numbers, I can confirm with you at this point that there are 8 victims that are pronounced deceased at this point.
Some people were saying 9, but this is just the from an hour ago. This is the fucking.
And there's 1 suspect that's pronounced deceased. This is still ongoing, like I said. The numbers can change. Okay, so this is still a fluid and active, ongoing investigation.
Why are shootings in California on national television, but the 12 over the past week aren't? It's completely. depends. It depends on what zip code the shooting occurs in. It depends on why aren't you usually waiting until more info is out like you normally do? I mean, I'm just giving you the information that's currently available. I'm not going to make a speculation on it, but people are like, dude, cover this. But the reason why people often, here's what it is. Rich neighborhoods, are there white victims, or are there like suspected racial motivations? Is it an incel shooter theory? Like, because the news media does operate in a similar way to the entertainment industry. So if there is, I was quoting Eazy-E when I said just another day in Compton. It's an NWA song. Wasn't trying to make a joke of mass shootings. Okay, got it. Sorry. Okay. So part of the reason why some shootings get more coverage than others is entirely dependent on the dynamic and also what the rest of the news day looks like. What people are already speculating on it though. Let's take a look at what this retired New York PD NYPD detective Pat Brosnan had to say.
Good morning, Harris. In a rational world where there's adherence to the rule of law and respect for law enforcement, say pre the summer of love of 2020, I think there would be more nuanced response in terms of opening a shooting, an active shooting right next door to where there's a load of armed professional shooters under law enforcement. But the rules have changed. You know, crimes are no longer illegal. There's no longer enforcement of.
Crimes are no longer illegal, says ex-New York Police Department detective. Okay, where will he go from here? I would like to know where else is he, where I mean, this started off very strong.
Of lots of laws, and there's an empowerment of these active shooters. And, you know, Harris, this is a time that I wish I was wrong with my prediction, which I mentioned to anybody who'd listen, that once COVID starts to lift, these cowardly shooters will come out exactly in tandem with the number of vaccinations. You can be sure they probably got vaccinated.
Yeah, dude. A shooter who, mass shooters always are like, I want to make sure that when I'm fucking doing murder, like the maximum amount of murder I can do, I also want to be courteous not to fucking spread COVID, dude. The one thing about mass shooters that everybody always knows is that, like, in a violent rampage, they still want to make sure that no one's getting COVID. Like, they themselves are not getting COVID. They themselves are being protected from, the worst parts of COVID. I think this is such a psychotic line. Like, it should not have even been addressed. I should have literally not addressed it. I feel like I legitimized it by addressing it. Like, yeah, the mass shooters eating ice cream. The weather's starting to get warm, and mass shooters, you betcha that mass shooter was eating ice cream. These sick freaks, they're eating ice cream before they do the mass shootings. Like, what did you just, like, tie that to? What kind of fucking sick shit is this?
They were just scared to come out. And they're coming back, and you see the numbers don't lie. The shootings are up dramatically, skyrocketing, actually, on active shootings throughout the United States as we've come through this pandemic. It's really terrifying stuff.
Months already, Pat, as we listen to that very brief news...
Dude, motherfuckers would be like, it's not the guns that make it easier to do mass shootings, but it's the vaccine, actually. Like, in an effort... I've said this before.
I can see my house
conservatives will routinely demonstrate incredible levels of creativity in an effort to deflect away from, like, the actual issues, right? Like, in their endless endeavor to turn something that is otherwise, like, pretty fucking reasonable of a take into something that is unreasonable, they will go to, like, the incredible lengths. Like, they will be the most creative motherfuckers. Actually, the vaccines are causing people to go out and purchase guns, which are not at fault here, but the shooter is at fault. And not even the shooter, because also the shooter was, motivated by the vaccinations, probably, like, feeling free to go out and do mass shootings. So, we don't know anything yet. There's suspicions that it could have been like a fucking it could have been an ex-employee. So we don't know yet. This is all I have on this so far.
Again, we are so short on information here, Dan, but give us a better sense of where this happened, because my understanding is it's right across.
Actually, I'm gonna skip this. This video has no fucking details whatsoever. So right now, everyone that says anything about this issue is going to be fucking bullshit. They're saying that there's an arson that potentially happened, that they're linking back to this employee that they suspect is the one who, hopefully the shooter's not Muslim, because then I have to deal with the stigma. We don't know anything. Yes, California does have a lower rate of gun violence than other States. This is the primary news anchor and the sports director emeritus for the NBC Bay Area, Raj Matai, who is showing the photo of the mass shooter. Like I said, I'm still going to wait for more information to come out. I am not going to move on this without further information coming out. This one at least is like an update, so maybe there's some more information.
Good afternoon. We're coming on the air at this hour because there has been another deadly mass shooting in America, this one at a transportation.
Santa Clara County Community Information.
East. The facility is a control center for the Santa Clara Valley Transportation
My name is
Authority.
Deputy Russell Davis, Russell, last name Davis, Davis, Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer. Before we want to start today, I want to put out our condolences to the victims and family members from this incident. This is a tragic and ongoing investigation that we're dealing with right now. So we ask for the privacy for the family members until we can get everything sorted and figured out from here. Okay. This morning at 6:34 a.m., Santa Clara County Communications Center received multiple 911 calls of a shots fired call located in the area of 101 West Younger Avenue in the city of San Jose.
Is it fair to assume the shooter is white? Some people in the chat are. Well, according to news sources right now, like these are legitimate sources of news, but I still want to wait on it because they can get stuff wrong. But yes, the shooter is a VTA employee listed as a substation manager. But I'm not going to, like, an older white dude is what the current is, what the reporting coming out of, like, not random fucking Twitter accounts or anything like that, but actually from the news organizations.
Which is a Valley Transportation Authority hub for VTA. Upon receiving multiple phone calls of shots fired, deputies showed up to the scene.
Stop speculating. It's not speculation, motherfucker. I'm giving you exactly what the news reports are saying. Like, that's not speculation. Shut up.
There were multiple victims that were shot at the scene.
Have you ever been close to a shooting?
Injuries,
I live in America,
and multiple
dude.
casualties from this incident. I can't confirm with you at this point on how many injuries there are or how many casualties. This is still a fluid and ongoing investigation, and we're still trying to collaborate everything, what exactly happened with this incident. I will tell you right now, the suspect involved with this incident is deceased. I'm not going to go into details as to what was the cause of death at that point, but he is deceased. And the biggest thing we want to ensure is public safety for our community out there. And right now, public safety is assured at this point. We do have investigators on scene, pretty much doing our investigation to see exactly what happened and transpired. We had multiple law enforcement agencies that responded to the incident, including multiple fire personnel from different agencies that responded to the scene and assisted as well. We did initiate our active shooter protocol through the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office and through the Santa Clara County.
New updates show that, listen, this was updated an hour ago, but 9 people were killed, including the gunman, in a shooting Wednesday morning at the San Jose rail yard. Okay, this is from the LA Times, so I'm just gonna this is legitimate. The suspect set his house on fire, then drove to a Valley Transportation Authority union meeting and began shooting. That's what the law enforcement sources are saying. The gunman was identified by sources as Samuel Cassidy, 57, a maintenance worker at VTA. This is it, okay? And they suspected he lit himself, or he lit his house on fire. Authorities are also at his house currently, okay? So it wasn't that Chatter's or maybe it's the Chatter's girlfriend's neighbor. I don't know. But we received information that there are explosive devices that are located inside the building, said Deputy Russell Davis of the Santa Clara Sheriff's Department. We activated our bomb squad, which is currently out on scene. Okay? Dude, let's not make jokes about whether he was vaccinated or not, because, like, listen, this community does have a fucking gigantic sphere that it operates in, and I feel like we're just speaking that into existence, into the fucking stratosphere. I feel like people are going to start unironically talking about that as though that's like a legitimate talking point, even though we're joking right now. So, okay, don't fucking, it's not even manifesting it, dude. Sometimes we make memes in here and then who knows where the fuck it goes. Okay, so Davis confirmed that the suspect was dead but did not elaborate on the cause of death. He did not say what type of gun was used, calling it a horrible tragedy. VTA Chairman Glenn Hendricks said the shooting happened in the light rail maintenance yard and not in the operations control center. Sources say the suspect is believed to have killed himself after the shooting. Multiple weapons and ammunition were reportedly found inside the home. 2 victims were taken to the Santa Clara Valley Medical Center. Hospital spokeswoman Joy Alexio said One was pronounced dead on arrival, and the other is currently in critical condition. They got a bunch of 911 calls from witnesses hearing shots. Law enforcement sources said early indications are that the shooting was related to a workplace issue and that it did not involve riders of the Santa Clara County's light rail system.
Hassle.
I mean, the latest information is that he killed himself after shooting multiple people 6 minutes ago, according to what the district attorney said, and the service has been suspended. And that's pretty much it. There's going to be a press conference at 1:30 with Gavin Newsom, the governor, and there's currently an explosives investigation using to scan the shooter's house, the suspected shooter's house, to make sure that there aren't, bombs there as well. And that's it. I already see that we're moving on from this, but I can see that chat is already engaging in the age-old debates about, are mass shootings caused by mental health? Why are you vilifying people with mental health problems? Is it gun control? Under no pretense, or should the means of giving or of arming the proletariat ever get stopped or whatever the fuck? Great. Just go into our let's go back to our old age-old arguments. Fuck that. We're not going to do that. Here,